Before I start this video, I just want to thank everybody for all the kind words that they've said since my last video last Saturday and all the support that you've all been giving me. I really do appreciate it, despite the hard, troubling times that I'm kind of going through right now. But I know I had said last Saturday I wanted the next video to be my update on the Dating is Dead video I had made, actually almost 2 weeks ago now. But I figured a life update was a little bit more important than that video. But I'll get into when that video will be coming out. So anyway, here's a sort of another life update, the aftermath of everything, because it's now officially been 1 week since all of this has happened, and it's been a lot to take in for not just me but my entire family, and a lot of things have been figured out and solved. My grandpa is still trying to process and figure out what he's going to do with all my grandmother's stuff, and I'm sort of helping, being support or also helping mediate and figure out what the plan is. Because, for starters, my grandmother has been cremated, and her ashes at some point will be sent to her plot in Pennsylvania with her parents. Getting the body sent was just going to be too much of a hassle, and I did find out through my grandpa and our mutual friend, who has been very helpful, and she's been doing such a fantastic job helping my grandpa through this, because this has just been a huge shift, and like I said, it's been affecting all of us on some level. My mother's taking it the worst. I probably have been taking it the second worst. My mother has just been completely going off the deep end on things. She's fine, I would say. I wouldn't say anything more than that, but we're all still trying to process this and figure it out, because my grandmother was sort of the glue holding quite a few people together in the family. And now losing her like this, it was unexpected. And I've been taking the time the last week trying to think and process things, taking time off of work, which I will be going back to work Tuesday. I was going to go back Monday, but I guess I have Memorial Day off. I didn't realize I did. But I'm very grateful for my job basically giving me a week, and I'll be still getting 3 days worth of pay in bereavement. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. So, it's not all doom and gloom here, and there's just a lot to go through. At least personally in my life. I won't really dive into it too much in this video. This is just supposed to be a sort of quick update, but I'm just trying to do my best to take things day by day, because I can't, as much as I'd like to take more time, I need to get back in the swing of things. I can't just leave things in the past like this, because it's just going to hurt my personal life and just make things harder to get back to as more time goes on. So I'm basically going to just, still take it day by day. But the Dating is Dead video, which I'm going to get into right now, it's going to come out on Monday. I'm going to create that update. I've already sort of formulated a plan. Still can't think of a title name, but I'm sure it'll come to me eventually. It's how these things usually go. Then I won't be uploading a video Tuesday, because the video on Monday, I'll take advantage of that Memorial Day. Thursday, I will probably be uploading a video, because I am sort of cutting back a couple things out of my personal life. I am not going to be going to church or Bible study until further notice, because I'm a little still frustrated, with God throughout this whole process, because it's the only thing I can think of doing. I'm not destroying my faith or anything. It's all I can think of doing is just being angry at him for how this has played out. It's not going to be forever. I'm just, like I said, doing things day by day, and it just feels like the only thing that's appropriate, and I'd rather just not, feel that part of my life right now. And I know a lot of Christians out there are going to be like, that this is the perfect time you're supposed to do that. That's not how I'm viewing this right now. And honestly, I'm not going to get into this, but the weeks or so leading up to this moment, there's some things that have been happening also that I was just now getting over with my, with a friend of mine who I just don't know the situation. I really can't tell you. I don't know this situation, but it just seems like I was kind of being used and manipulated. And now this happens. It's like, yeah, I'm not in the best headspace to really be dealing with this right now. So the only thing I can think of doing is just cutting that out of my life temporarily. And I'll come back to it eventually. But anyway, I will be making a video still Thursday. Next Saturday, I am having a friend coming up to see me, so I won't be posting Saturday. But the week after, hopefully, things should be back to normal, and I should be in a bit of a clearer mindset, hopefully, because at the end of the day, I'm at the point in the grieving process where I obviously sound better, and I'm not trying to hold back tears or I'm a sniveling mess, but I'm not really going to be in a positive mindset for a while, And it's just the way it is for right now, because I'm just not, I'm still taking, you know, like I said, this day by day, but it's still affecting me, and it's affecting my family, because my grandmother was basically a surrogate mother to me, because my mother, my real mother, has a lot of mental problems, and, you know, she's not completely far gone, but she has a lot of, like, stuff she's trying to figure out in her head, and it's just, she's got to get some serious psychological help, that's all I can really say. And it's just affected me that much because she stepped up, my grandmother, as a sort of caretaker role. She did so much in my life. I learned how to drive. I learned how to cook. I learned so much from my grandmother, and I knew the time was going to come. I was just hoping it was going to be a little bit later in life, because, I mean, we all thought she was going to make it. The last time I spoke to her, May 9th, she seemed in good spirits, and she was just getting out of the hospital, so I wanted to give her a week to kind of rest, and then I was going to call her, this last weekend. But in the end, that didn't happen, and now it's sort of dealing with the aftermath and the pieces, and that's all I can really just think about this whole sort of process. And I'm sad. I'm still trying to process everything, and it's why, you know, going back to work, I'm going to still be enough to, you know, work and figure things out. But in terms of, you know, socializing and being the person I was that, you know, Thursday, May 15th, I'm not going to be that person for a while. And I'm even thinking about temporarily maybe taking another Saturday off once, you know, after next week and my friend visits, just to kind of still see where I'm at. So it might just be 2 videos, Tuesday and Thursday, for the time being, until, you know, I'm in a much better headspace. But it's all I can really say in this video as of right now. I'm just still taking it day by day and just going from there. So I think that's all I have to say really in this video. I want to once again thank everybody for the kind words and support from my last video. I really, really do appreciate it. You know I'm not the biggest flashy YouTuber yet, and I'm still, you know, trying to build this up to be, you know, maybe one day a full-time gig thing. But right now I'm still, you know, building it slowly, taking it, you know, one step at a time. I'm not in a rush. You know, as I've said, if you've been a watcher for a while now, this is more of a marathon than a sprint for me, because, you know, I have a 5-year plan for all this, and that isn't changing despite my grandmother passing away. So anyway, I think that's all I once again have to say. Thanks again for all your support and your kind words throughout this whole process, and I will see you Monday with the follow-up to the Dating is Dead video, finally, and we're just going to go from there. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your weekend, and happy Memorial Day weekend, and stay safe.